We're here with lesson 1. What is investing, guys? By the end of this lesson, I want you to have a clear understanding of the concept of investing and how it differs from saving and why it's a crucial financial activity. All right. First of all, investing is the act of allocating money or resources to an asset with the expectation of generating a return or profit in the future. So if you have $1 today, you're hoping that you can turn $1 into 2. You're turning 5 into 10. All right. So you're allocating money or resources to an asset, real estate, a stock, right? You bought Apple today at 150 and it goes to 200. You just made money. All right. That's what investing is. People pay 200 for it because it's worth more than it was yesterday. All right. I want you to be able to distinguish between investing and saving, right? Sure, if you put $100 into a savings account and it's a 2% interest rate, at the end of the year, you're gonna have $102. But $102 isn't gonna help you do anything new, anything exciting. It's not gonna help you reach your goals. You only got paid for loaning your money to or depositing your money at an institution so that they can go use it and invest and make more than the 2% they paid you. Where do you think the 2% came from? It came from them giving you money from your money or from the investment that they made. And they made more than 2%. They don't just hold it and then pay you. They would lose money. So you have to distinguish between investing and savings, right? Savings is putting money aside in a low risk manner, right? Easily accessible manner. You put your money in a savings account, you can go get that money the next day. You put your money in an investment, it might be tied up for a year or 2 or more, depending on the investment. So you have to understand that when you invest, you are looking at the long term, at least the longer term than the short term. It's not 2 months, right? Investing entails taking calculated risk to potentially achieve higher returns than what you can achieve in a savings account. So when you think about the purpose of investing, why are we investing, right? The primary reasons we want to invest is to achieve financial goals, right? We want to retire, we want to buy a home, right? We want to build our wealth. What does that mean? Well, build what you own, what you have, your resources for your family, for your legacy, for your future, right? And to preserve your purchasing power. Investing and preserving purchasing power go hand in hand because certainly you're trying to preserve your purchasing power as you build wealth. There's no way you can build wealth if your purchasing power is deteriorating. So that's the first thing you have to understand when it comes to investing, all right? And inflation plays a big part in maintaining or preserving your purchasing power because if you do nothing, you are losing in the global economic system because today $100 will not buy what it once bought, right? Tomorrow it will not buy the same thing. Today's price is not yesterday's price. So when you think about what's happening in the global economic system, you have a situation where inflation is happening, more people are coming online, more productivity is happening, supply and demand is changing. So inflation and higher prices are a natural occurrence in a functioning, healthy economy. So that's what we have to understand when it comes to the reasons why people invest. Three big main reasons: building wealth, achieving financial goals, and preserving your purchasing power against inflation. Those are 3 important reasons on why to invest. And they're 3 big reasons. And you want to get in on investing as soon as you possibly can because time is your friend. And if you start thinking about investing in a generational sense, then it becomes a no-brainer because you have all time. You have 100 years. You have 3 generations. You can invest for your grandchildren. But think about it this way. If you invest for your grandchildren, what if someone would have invested for you? What if someone would have invested for you when you were either a little baby or not even born yet? Time would be working for you before you even were considered, before you were even thought of. So that's why I want you to get started on investing as soon as you possibly can, all right? Investing is a long-term strategy. So you have to understand it in that way. You have to understand that as a long-term strategy, it's the best strategy of all time. And it can help you and your family grow your wealth over time. Sure, 10 years investing, you can make some money. 50 years investing, you will be wealthy if you consistently do it, right? So why do people invest? Well, if you have extra money, you want to put your money to work, right? You want to put money to work. So the idea that money is sitting around dormant is antithetical to some people, right? If you have extra money, let's say you make $300,000 a year, but you only need $150,000. Well, you have $150,000 of value, of cash, of money that can be used by someone to do something. And that's what you come in. You come in with the cash, the capital to invest in someone's dreams, someone's business, someone's life, and they pay you for that. That's at the base level, right? What investing is. You invest $10,000 into a business and they become successful. Well, you have an opportunity to turn that $10,000 into $30,000, right? That business will be worth more money today if it became successful because of your investment. You made money. That's how it generally works. Now we can understand investing from a lot of different perspectives, from a private equity type or angel venture type of investing, or investing in the public markets. But ultimately it does come down to the same idea. You invest in a company when it needs your capital, and you sell it when you think you've reached the point of returns that you're comfortable with at a higher price, all right? So, money invested wisely has the potential to earn more money, right? Think about that. If you invest money wisely, it has the potential to earn more money. That's what we all want to do. Otherwise, you have to go to work for your money. Now, if you invest the money, you can make more money without putting your time out there on the line. You don't have to sell your time for money. You can sell your money for money in a way, but you don't actually sell the money. You invest the money. You don't lose the money. You just invest it. So if you're able to make money from that money, then you're going to be in a better position than you were before. Also, I wanted to introduce the concept of compounding, right? Now, we're going to talk a lot about compounding in this course. And compounding is where earnings generate additional earnings, leading to exponential growth. So in a compounding situation, let's say you invest 100,000. You made 10% on your 100,000. Well, now you have 10% more than you had last year. You have 110,000. But the way compounding works, if you have 110,000 and you make another 10% the next year, well, you make more than 10,000 now, because now it's 10% on $110,000. So that goes on throughout all time. If you invest for 50 years, can you imagine how the compounding will work in your favor over that long period of time? It will be phenomenal. Your family will benefit tremendously from compounding, but it won't work over 2 years. Even 5 years is not enough to get the juices, the horsepower of compounding working in your favor. But I will tell you that that is one of the phenomenons of this earth. And certainly when you apply it to investing, the nature of compounding and investments go hand in hand, and you will benefit greatly. And your lineage, that's what I want you to think about when you're investing. Sure, you're going to use this money in retirement, but think about, what if someone would have invested for you 50 years ago? You have to think like that, and you have to start investing for your children and their children. And then your children will invest for their children and their children. And it becomes a line of succession planning. But you have to start somewhere, guys. You got to start somewhere. And you are the person that will break the generational curse of poverty, of the lack of wealth. So I want you to think about that as we go forward in this course. You may not experience all of the things that investing has to offer in your lifetime, but your kids will, and your kids will. And you will start a cycle in your history, in your legacy, that will be persisting for all time if you do it right now. All right. So what I want to do is in the next class, we're going to share some historical examples. I'm going to bring out the whiteboard. I may bring out the smart board back at the office, and we're going to go through some data illustrating the impact of investing over time. And we're just talking in broad terms, general growth of the stock market or growth of a dollar, and talk about the effects of inflation on your investments, on your savings, and how they will basically deteriorate your savings. Think of inflation as a termite in a house, right? You have a house structure built of wood, it gets infested with termites. You think the house is good, you think it's straight, you think it's steady, but the termites have eaten the inside of the house. So it's no longer what you thought it would be. That is what inflation does to your portfolio. That is what inflation does to your savings. You thought you had $100,000. Well, it's no longer $100,000. At least it can't buy what it used to purchase. And now you're at a situation where you still have $100,000 in your hand, but it only buys what used to buy $50,000, or it only buys $50,000 of goods. It's hard to even explain it without illustrating it, because you still had the 100,000, but we know prices rise, right? If you normally go out to eat a steak dinner and it costs you $200, and you plan for that in retirement, and you say, we're gonna spend $200 every week on a nice steak dinner, me and my lovely wife. But then 30 years from now, that steak dinner costs $450. Well, you can't go. You can, but you're just not gonna have the, your plan was not set up to spend the $450. It was only set up to spend the $200. All right, so that's what I wanna talk about. We're gonna talk about some real world case studies of individuals who have started early, and we're gonna compare their financial situation to someone who only saved their money, did not invest. So we're gonna illustrate how investing can lead to greater wealth over time. All right, and I wanna encourage you to jump into our discussion, get engaged with our students, with me, and we're gonna talk about our financial goals and how investing might help you achieve those goals. And we're gonna talk to each other about what we've been doing in our own lives and things that we can learn from each other as we go forward in our lives, and learn more about investing, and hopefully get in there and start investing. It's never too late. While many people may think, I should have invested back in 2008, or I should have invested back in the pandemic, or it's never too late, guys. Prices do rise, stock markets rise, of course, but it's never ever too late to get started investing. And as the world grows and as the world turns, there will be opportunities to make money from investing at all times. So I want you to think about it. I want you to start slow, start small, and stay focused on your goals. But that will conclude lesson 1. I really appreciate all of you being here. If you're watching this on a recording, thank you for watching. And if you found this through my courses, please continue through the modules, or if you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing and joining our course. Links are all in the description below. I can't wait to jump into the next lesson with you, all right? Take care, and I will be touching base with you all soon, all right? Happy investing.